not attempt to adjust your dial. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum. It's your boy Big Vern. This is App Stupid, the fastest growing sports and entertainment show on these YouTube streets. You're welcome. Holla. Yada da want, yada da me, yada da want. Shout out to the Bay Area. Cali, stand up. It's your boy Big Vern. If you're just joining us for the first time here on the platform at App Stupid, welcome. Make sure you subscribe. We like it when you do that. We're the fastest sports and entertainment growing show on these internet streets. We keep giving you more content. 5 shows. Man, I'm doing 15 shows a week. All original content. We get it going. Recap time. We talked about Big Blue Nation. How good is Kentucky? Should that win have been more dominant? Should have been a resounding win, considering the resume of Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles? I gave you the resume. Then we pivoted, went to the Big Ten. We talked Kurt Signetti and the era of Indiana football. He had his first game against FIU, and that was more of Then we just talked Florida State football and some what the hell was that? They are really in a bad spot. Really in a bad spot. So, I'm not going to go ahead and bury the lead. We're going to go ahead and pivot and get into some good football out of the SEC again. Brian Kelly. I don't think he's getting a fair shake. Now, this was out of CBS Sports and John Talty. That was my headline. That wasn't his. I don't think that he's getting a fair shake. I think he's being unfairly attacked in the media. Because of him losing opening night against USC, honestly, outside of Notre Dame and Texas A&M, no other game was 50-50. But to come for a coach who's 20-7 in his entire time in Baton Rouge, that's crazy. That's crazy. If the good people of Baton Rouge think that he's not doing a good job, I'm sure Florida State would trade you coaches right now and coaching staff. I'm sure they would trade you coaches and coaching staff right now. 20-7? I'm sorry, you just had the unfortunate pleasure of playing in an era that was controlled by Alabama and Georgia. Kirby Smart, Nick Saban. This guy had to play and coach against him. Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss. This guy is playing some really good competitive teams, and he's still able to have winning seasons. We're talking about someone coming for a coach who's 20-7? Lifetime. My goodness. Now, he's playing the hardest opponents in a serious conference, and you can't say that about Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, Oklahoma. It's kind of like Michigan State in basketball. You're taking the hardest games earlier while getting better during a season. Then at the end of the season, you're playing for the Big Ten title, or at least you're advancing in the Sweet 16 or the Elite 8 in March Madness. That's exactly how I feel about Brian Kelly right now. He played USC his opening day. Now, a lot of sports writers are very ignorant, so they only look at trends but in the era of NIL, you've got to throw all that out the window. You've got to analyze not only who's coming into the program, but also who's in the booth calling these plays. And in the next segment, we'll let you know why the defense was so good at USC. They still got a lot of work to do, but it's nowhere where it was last year. And that's the ignorance in this article John Talty put out there, because he didn't even recognize that guy. And we'll get more into this when we come back from a quick 20 from an unofficial sponsor of the show. It's Big Vern. Drop the spot. Yes, Taco Bell, Live Más. Order online, download the app, or visit the good folks at your local Taco Bell. Taco Bell, Live Más. So when we left off, we were talking about the delusion of some sports writers. And okay, so Brian Kelly is 0-3 in his openers, and I'll say at least he plays a serious team. He did not play a name, Clemson. He didn't play a name or an FCS school to get the peanut gallery talking, right? The delusion of some of these sports writers is comical. Nobody is happy after a loss. That being said, you can't stick hot mics in people's face. And Kelly, he pretty much after the game, he says, I'm so angry about it. I've got to do something about it. I'm not doing enough of a good job as a coach. I've got to coach them better because it's unacceptable for us to have found a way to win these football games. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. End quote. I will say this. You are a good coach. You're a good coach. You just happen to run up against uncertainty. And you didn't think that a team that has historically been bad against the run, they were going to be run stoppers. And I talked about this game, about how USC's defense came out there to where Newsomeyer was just throwing little dink and dunk passes. It wasn't until the second quarter Newsomeyer actually went downfield for a long play to Lacey. That was a beautiful catch where he just got the toes in and just fell out of bounds. That was awesome. But that was having played a full quarter and not taking a shot, that to me was like, okay, they don't respect the pass, because we know the run sets up the pass. If you're going to stop the run, they've got to go ahead and take some shots downfield. It came down to adjustments. But for him to say that, it's almost like he was talking to someone else other than reporters at the presser. It's like he was talking to the boosters, to the people of the NIL, the people who have these just fantasies. Funny thing about money, a lot of people have it. And if you're in a power conference, Power 5, they got some big bucks. So what? You got some money in the SEC. The Big Ten got just as much. For whatever you think of the ACC, they have the third biggest budget in college football outside of the SEC and the Big Ten. These people have money. Long live the days of Nick Saban, where he was just able to lock up talent, keep you from going anywhere, and then every year keep adding to it and then having the recruitment class. Those days are over. We talked about this. There's no way Mark Ingram, Eddie Lacy, and Trent Richardson will all be at the same school. No way. But when that system benefited that guy, yeah, he was able to ride that out. When that system went away, he's sitting there telling the commissioner, I just don't know how long I can do this. It's not college football as I recognize it anymore. Right, because you couldn't punk kids and you couldn't throw wet towels on recruitment and lock people up. Ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. Tuscaloosa, come get some work. I'm ready. It's up. Anyway, there was a winnable game. We covered it on this platform, but the play calling was awful. LSU's quarterback, he never took a shot downfield. You know, I didn't like John Talty's tone in this article. Now, this was LSU. They got $10 million a year, another highly anticipated season that immediately goes off the rails. Calm down. It's only one game. Remember, I gave you the college football scam already. The SEC is going to get 4 teams into that playoff. It's going to come down to Georgia, Alabama, Texas, and that 4th spot is either going to be Ole Miss, Tennessee, or LSU. They have to beat each other to be that 4th team. So you're going to get 4 teams in. Calm down. It's only one game. This whole gloom and doom is immediately over. Sometimes I don't believe people can actually believe the shit they say. You're talking about a coach who's 20-7 his entire time at LSU. And that's an unfair attack on this guy. I'm not even an SEC wonk, and I can tell you this is bullshit. And if I can see through it, then I know some of the people at home and some of the good folks listening to this program, they feel the same way. Look, give me a quick 20. We'll wrap this thing up when we come back from a rap album we're promoting this month. This is Big Vern. Drop the spot. Y'all know what we do, and you know why I'm here. We got another rap album we promoting this month. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Big Sean, out right now in stores. Better Me Than You. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it be Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. My personal favorites, Iconic, Typecast, Break the Cycle, It Is What It Is, and many more. Big Sean in stores now. Yeah, shout out to Big Sean. Make sure you go out and get Big Sean. Better You Than Me. I love the LP. I dropped my son off this morning at school. I was listening to it in the Ford truck F-150. Back on this Baton Rouge Tigers, man. Y'all gotta stop, man. The disrespectful tone in the sentence around Talty, it's unacceptable for a fan base unaccustomed to winning different, more extraordinary trio, following up with the last 3 head coaches who have all won national championships. Funny he brought that up, because it prompted me to say, okay, cool. Let me go do some research. Ed Ogeron was the coach from 2016 to 2021. He was the interim coach that went 8-4 in 2016. In 2017, he was 9-4. In 2018, he was 10-3. This is Kelly's 3rd year. He's already got a better record than Ogeron. He just doesn't have the title and the hardware to go with it. Are we jumping the gun over one game? Come on now. I just don't get that. And in his last year, he went 10-7 with the LSU Tigers. Ogeron. This is what you're going to sit out here and dangle in front of people like they can't read and they can't put 2 and 2 together. What the hell is on your mind, man? 20-7. The year is not over. It's one game. The dishonesty and disrespect is off the charts. Number one, Talty, he didn't respect USC or any other conference, and it's largely that lies has been spoon-fed throughout the media to give people this notion that the SEC is the best football conference out there when they go out of their way to play absolutely nobody. In this new era of college football, where you're saying it's a 12-team playoff, you should not be scared to schedule teams to play. I know you all make these schedules up in advance. Some of you all have even come out with the lie that we've made this 2 years in advance based on who they were 2 years ago. If that's the case, who scheduled Clemson for Georgia? Right. Who scheduled Clemson for Georgia? Because they didn't do dick doddly squat 2 years ago. They didn't do a damn thing last year. They were highly insignificant and beat Kentucky in a Gator Bowl by 3 points. So from that showing alone, the following year they collapsed. And it's even worse now. But somehow Georgia, they play a name. Again, if it's not going to be held against you to go out and play a game, there's no need for you to play FCS schools. He stepped up to the plate. He played a Big Ten team. How will USC's season fare in the Big Ten? Who knows? But he stepped up. He put his name in the hat. He's playing a big-time school. Tennessee is playing North Carolina State. That is a huge game. North Carolina State is ranked in the ACC. These are teams playing each other. You can lose a game. It's okay. You dared to be great. That's fine. But don't give me the scam. The SEC is the best football conference. We beat everybody else and then we just beat up on ourselves. No, you don't play everybody else. You wait until you get them to play them in some sort of playoff situation. If you got so much moxie, play Ohio State opening day. Play Ohio State opening day, play them in somewhere like Louisville, meet in the halfway department between Georgia and Ohio State. Sell it like that. I'm calling you bluff because, look, football fans are the biggest marks. Football fans are the biggest marks. We will go for anything that they feed us, and we're almost like abused spouses. That's not funny. If we just love this team enough, if we just support this team enough, if we just get behind it, maybe they will give us a game we call for. I'm sitting here saying to myself, blow up the college playoff. If you really think that you that, go and take on Ohio State right now. Let's meet in a centralized locations. Your fans, they travel good. Ohio State fans, they travel real well. Let's get it going. Because you're telling me that these losses early don't matter. But out of all the teams in the SEC, the only team that really stepped up to play a team and not a name was LSU. And somehow you got a problem with that guy. The season's not even over. And we got a problem with that guy. Grow up. Grow up. Got another segment going to close out today. This is Big Vern. The good people of Baton Rouge, let me know. Do I have it wrong? Or is LSU really, really good? I'll be back.